Hey everybody, how's it going? Excuse me. Derillo 3 here. Look at this bad boy. Ooh, baby. Yeah. Alright. Anyways, this is my new Honda CTX700 DCT ABS. That's right, ABS, because I'm not experienced that much on motorcycles, but I do know how to operate them. Like, grew up riding dirt bikes, lots of dirt bikes, lots of trails, lots of total fun. So I decided, hey, I'm a grown up now, why don't I try a motorcycle? So this is what I decided to start out with. Actually a really great machine, to be honest. I would do a full walk around, but it's probably going to be kind of annoying to watch because right now at the moment I have to have my camera plugged in. This is the dashboard area. Look at that. Alright. So, this bike actually is an automatic. See here, it's got lights here, 4 ways, actually got 4 ways, hazard lights if you will, got a horn, we got our blinker here, which is kind of neat. It's probably like this on most motorcycles these days, but just bear with me, this is my first one. You push it over here, it'll stay on, and then when you're done turning you just push it and it goes off. Pretty neat. This is a little storage space. This is a gas tank. This is a storage space. It's not much of a storage space. Like, I got a big long lanyard on my keychain. Well, on my actual like set of keys. And I have my motorcycle key on there, and it kind of like hangs all in here and stuff, and it makes me a little uncomfortable. So I take my key off the ring, and I put my keys in that little cubby, and they work out pretty good. Other than that, I don't know. As one person said, it's a joke. Here, I'll show you the speedometer real quick. This video is not actually a review of this bike. I love it so much, I already started talking about it, so I'll just keep going. So on our little handy dandy display here, we got time, total mileage, speed, gas gauge. Then across the top here is your actual tachometer, and it's got your lights, you know, ABS, neutral, oil, your blinkers, your park, your transmission, high beams, oil light. If I shine my little headlight on there, you might be able to make some of those out. High beam, transmission, blinker. Okay, anyways. Actually, I didn't know this. I just found this out screwing around the other night. There's actually buttons on the side. Let me see if I can get my headlamp in there so that you can see. Yeah, you see those little buttons on the side there? Sorry, my horrible camera skills. Anyways, you see them. You're not freaking blind. And there's another one over here too on the side. These actually change to trip A, trip B, and then back to total miles. This one over here doesn't do anything really, so I think it's like a reset. You know, like if you go to say trip B and then I hold this down, yeah, it resets it. Hopefully it didn't reset A. Okay, good. Oh, all right. So yeah, and you see how my keys are? Let me zoom back out. Duh. See how my keys are here? You know, this makes me rather uncomfortable. You know, it's all up in my steering column. Something gets jammed. I can't turn right. not a good day. Very fucked up day. So, sorry about my dirty garage, by the way, but I'm still working on getting settled in this place. So, yeah. See them awesome camera skills? I'll be making people puke left and right. It's so cool. This is the front here. Nice little Honda. Honda, man, they just do it right. Let me tell you what. Let me see if I can get over here without unplugging my camera. Yeah, sort of can. I just love the way this bike looks. It's so nice. This is a full fairing model, by the way, if you couldn't tell already. They do have a naked version. Check it out. I almost went with the naked version. Honestly, I did almost. But I just chose to go with the fairing because eventually I'd like to drive it on the highway, and the fairings help with the wind. Sorry for my scratchy voice. It's definitely allergy grass cutting season, so yeah. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm going to show you how to install the bigger windscreen that comes from Honda. Okay, it's not the Madstad, it's not the CEC Bailey. Sorry if I'm kind of doing that wrong, I'm new. But, this doesn't come, yeah, I mean, I just wanted to make sure I let you know, this is the Honda high windscreen. I'll give you the part number and stuff off the box before I install it. But that's what we're going to do. I'll show you how to install this here windscreen, because this one's kind of shallow. That's just one that comes stock, obviously. Stupid little things are supposed to look like a speaker, man. They ain't no speaker. Fuckers. Anyways, I'm going to get set up, and then I will cut in the next part. Alright guys, this is the part number from Honda, straight from their factory or wherever the dealer got it from. But it's a Honda genuine part, high windscreen. You can read those numbers. So, yep, that's what we're going to be doing tonight. We're going to install this windscreen, and it's going to go flawlessly, and it's going to look awesome. Alright, first thing we're going to do here is we're going to come over to our toolkit, and we're going to pick out a number 5. See that one missing right there where I am blocking the light? Number 5. Okay, and I used this little 2.5 as well to pop the little rivets. Just seemed to work good because it's kind of short and stubby and it's a little cramped in there, but you could use an Allen key just fine. You could also use a number 5 Allen key. You don't have to use these little bits that I have. I just happen to need the security bits that are in this set to work on some other stuff, so I just decided to use this. Alright, step number 1. Take out this screw, okay, and then we're going to take out this little, oh come on light, this little pop rivet doodad down here, and when I take it out I'll make sure I get a much better showing of it. Okay, but it's that guy. So we're gonna take these 2 screws out real quick, okay? Okay guys, that screws out, that screws out. Okay, now see here. This little plastic little pop rivet type deal, okay? What we're gonna do is we're gonna take our little 2.5 bit here, or whatever you find that can fit in there and not damage it, and we're gonna press right in the center of it where you can see there, and that center piece will push in and you'll hear it pop. Okay, when it pops, you want to stop. Alright, now you probably won't be able to see me push on it, but just listen. Okay, this is kind of hard in my position. Okay, hang on. Now listen, okay? Ready? Starting to push. Okay, now it popped. And as soon as it popped, I stopped. Okay. Now you can see that the center of it's kind of depressed. It's all sad. It's depressed. Okay, now it'll pull out. Okay, now you can pry it out from the front if you really want to risk scratching stuff. Or you could just reach your hand right underneath the plastic and push it out from the back. So that is what we're going to do. Now bear with me on the video here, okay? See if I can do my lot down in there. Probably gonna fall on my left. Okay, so we're just gonna reach right under here, right up underneath of this plastic piece, and just push very lightly. You'll feel it. Okay, it's kind of sharp, you know, from the back, so just be careful. But see, I just pushed it out a little bit, and then I'm just gonna pull it out. I don't drop it. Okay, now this is what it looks like when you first pull it out, okay? Now what you want to do is take this stem piece and just very lightly press on it, okay? Until the front end kind of looks like that, and you'll have, sorry, let me just set it down. Okay. It'll look like that. See, when you push on it, the front of that front head piece popped back out, and sorry, these things right here in the front, okay, they expand if you watch, and that's how it works. Most of you probably know this. If you want, just fast forward. But here. Now just watch them. You can see they kind of expanded. It might be hard to see, I don't know. But anyways, there's two. Now you're just going to do the same thing you just did on the other side. Same exact thing. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do that and continue from there. Before you move on to the other side, you want to go ahead and pull this panel off. It's not hard to get off at all. There's these little, I guess you could call them tongue and groove type things, and they run all the way down the side here like this. Okay, so just be careful. Take your time. You shouldn't need to pry anything or anything. It should just come right off. Okay, so now you can see we went ahead and removed that black panel. Okay, and it's sitting over here. Now, if you look on it, you see all those tabs on the side there? Okay, I mean, it only took me about a total of 20 seconds to get it out, but it was a little tougher than I thought. I ended up, you know, it's like kind of sitting in here. Like, I ended up kind of having to like pull this guy up, and then it kind of popped out. So if that makes any sense. Okay, so literally do the same thing on the other side that you just did. Alright, now, okay, we have that side cover off, little side panel. we have this little side panel off. Okay, now the next step is going to be, how do we detach this guy? Sorry about that. This guy. See how it's different than the other piece of the fairing? There's this nice little seam here. Well, this part that has the Honda on it actually detaches, and that's where you'll get access to the screws that hold this guy on. Okay, so our goal here is to detach the piece of the fairing that has the Honda on it. Okay, how are you going to do that? Well, if you take a look, sorry guys, I'm trying to do this the best way I can. And let me see. That's really hard for you guys to see. Hang on. Really bad camera skills, guys. I'm sorry. Okay. This might be a little like crooked or something, and I'm sorry. Okay. Oh man, I just can't get my light to light it up. There we go. Okay, you see that pop rivet that the camera's focused on right now? Okay, you'll know it's the one because it's right up underneath. I'll show you where to find it, but you'll know it's the one because if you look at it, there's a red portion connected to a black portion. So, that must be what disconnects the front piece of the fairing that we want to take off. So, let me move you guys on out of here, and, okay, okay, it's a bad place to put a zoom button. That pop rivet is right underneath of this corner right here. Okay, it's like, right underneath of there, right to the right of that screw hole right there. It's like, bam, right there. Okay, screw hole, bam, screw hole, bam. Okay, so it's the same on both sides. I don't even know if you're going to be able to see this like at all. Probably not. Anyways, dude, it's the same on both sides. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and remove those two pop rivets. Okay, so we went through the process of getting the pop rivets off to hold this guy on from behind on each side. Wasn't as easy as I thought. You might want to use an Allen key. I used an Allen key and kind of used the short end of it because it's a little cramped in there, and actually the short end didn't really work for me, so I had to kind of take the long end and just kind of push on the center of it the best I could, kind of coming at it vertically rather than horizontally. Don't know if that makes sense, but anyways, you know what to do. Get it done. Alright. That was not a Larry the Cable Guy, by the way. So, now we're going to mess with this guy. Okay, we got one part of it unhooked. Okay, but there's a few points here where it connects in a different way. And I'm going to show you how. Okay, hang on. Alright, I got mine popped up. Okay, and the reason I did this is because it'll be a lot easier on you, I think. Okay, that up there in the top left, okay, that's what you just undone with the pop rivet. Okay, right up in there. Okay, now, there's that white tab, okay, and you can kind of roughly see where they're located. There's one here, There is one here. There's one in the very front. Well, I'll show you the back of the cover in a second. You'll be able to see. But they're on the same exact place on the opposite side. There's one up here in the front. And one back here in the back. And then that piece that you just undid. Okay, so now we're going to pop it off and we're going to take a look at it. Okay, so be very careful. God, I don't drop this thing. Okay. Alright, now you can see, okay, that portion up in the top right, that's what you undid with the pop rivet. And then you got one white tab, two white tabs right there in between my fingers. You got a little tabby guy in the front. It's not really the same thing. Sorry, I don't know, it just kind of like looks. I don't know. Anyways. Okay, so you got those tabs, you got the one guy in the front, those tabs there. So it kind of gives you an idea where they're located. The top two I was kind of able to push on from the inside and pop them first, get them started. And then it was a little easier to pop the bottom two and then this front one. So just be careful. I'm actually going to take my piece here and set it inside on the carpet so don't get messed up. But you know, that's what you're going to see when you take it off. Finally, we can put the new windshield on. Okay, so we're going to take out the first screw. Okay, and I took mine out a little bit. And the reason I did is because I want you to note the order here. Stupid washer. Okay, you got a rubber seal up against the glass. You got a white Teflon washer, and then you have the screw head. Okay, so just remember that order, and you'll be good. Now let's take out those screws. There's no nuts on the back or nothing, so don't worry about that. Just take them out, and don't lose the washers, and remember the order. Okay, now as you see, we got our 4 screws out. Okay, so we're gonna lightly grab the windshield and voila. Okay, make sure there's nothing connected to the back of the windshield. Make sure you got all your hardware, all that good stuff. Okay, we'll set that aside. Now you will notice that you do have stuff here. Okay, so it's probably really like pressure kind of fit on there right now, so you might just want to leave it, but you know, at least look at what you got there so that you can double check before you put the other one on. But honestly, I just leave them there because they're probably making a good seal and everything else, if you know, if they are even sealing anything. But anyways, okay, so let's go and get the new windscreen out of the box. Alright, amendment to the last part. If you pull the windshield out of its box, you will find a bag with new well nuts in them. Okay? I think this kind of makes sense that you would want to change these because those well nuts that are currently in there are already compressed. And they've been compressed for a while, probably. So might not be a bad idea to just put new ones in there. From what I can see, like this guy here for instance, you would pull it down and it just come out. this guy would pull down and come out, this guy down, this guy down, okay? And the new ones should go in the same way. Just put the washer down first, and then put the well nut through the washer. Like here, I got the washer here. I'm not very good with one hand. Okay, so it should look like that, you know. And then slide it up in there with the washer on top of these metal brackets right here. Okay, like you can see how they're in there now. Just, you know, make them look the same. Alright, let's do that. Okay, see here I put the first one, I took the old one out, I put the first one in. Dude, that thing slid in there like butter. Okay, these ones are, you know, you'll have to pull on it a tad, but they will come out pretty easily. So, just repeat that step on the rest. Brand new, guys. They went in there so easy, as you'll see, or have seen. There's a small piece of molding inside the clear plastic bag, and I was trying to figure out what it was for, and I think I just figured it out. I think it's this guy right here. If you look in the box, it came with the windscreen, that the windscreen came in. Duh. There's a clear plastic bag. It's got 4 well nuts, which you just installed, and it's got a little piece of molding. Okay, so you're gonna want to put that there. And there's a okay. Here's the bag. Right, it's just got this weird little paper in there. It doesn't mean crap. And it's got this little piece of molding, and that piece of molding has what looks to be some sort of double stick tape or something. So if it's double stick tape, I think you can figure it out, right? Piece of molding goes right on there, just like that piece of molding right there, and that piece of molding right there. Okay, so cool. Stick it on there and then put the windshield on. Okay. All right, check it. This is our molding. Okay, I cleaned off the thing with some isopropyl alcohol and a Q-tip. Didn't see much come off, but there was a little bit. So this here is actually already stuck in there for you. All you gotta do is just pull the brown piece out, and then stick it on there. I don't think it really matters which side the sticky goes on, but I would probably elect to put it on the front here, you know, so like this face here of this plastic should have the sticky on it, and the back should not. That's how I'm going to put it on, just because it seems right to me. Alright, so as you can see, we got our molding on, okay? And while I was in here, you know, I went ahead and cleaned off the face of this piece of molding and this one, you know, because there's a little dirt and stuff on there. So I just kind of cleaned around it. Tried to be careful not to get any on the actual paint, because it says don't put any kind of solvents or cleaners or anything like that on it other than mild soap and water and, you know, cleaners that are meant to go on there. So just be careful, clean it up good, or don't, but that's up to you. So now, finally, we're gonna unpackage the windscreen, and we're gonna set it up on there and screw it down. Okay, what I chose to do is just leave the plastic on and just peel it back a little bit enough to get it attached. You know, make sure it's free and clear in the back and you're not like screwing the plastic underneath, you know, the shiny new windshield. One thing to note, okay, one good thing to do when you have multiple screws like this is kind of like put one in like halfway, put another one in halfway. Okay, if you do that, which I recommend because the windshield kind of flexes a bit, make sure you pay attention to where the well nuts are at before you start screwing it down. Okay, these two here in the front, if you screw them in halfway, you know, or down a little bit further than halfway or whatnot, okay, if these aren't tight, these two up here, these well nuts are going to pull out. Okay, so you need to pay attention and just make sure that your well nuts are in there, that they're pressed all the way forward that they can be. Like, I kind of had my finger back here like pushing up. I kind of like, you know, used the shield for leverage to make sure that it was straight and that it was going on there correctly. Okay, so just pay attention to the well nuts and make sure that they are where they're supposed to be and fully forward. Okay. This one here, it's tightened down pretty much all the way, but I'm going to tighten it a little bit more, and then we'll go. All right. If you look in, you know, like if you look on the Honda CTX700 forum, just type that in Google, it'll come right up. You should be able to find torque specs on this, man. I'm really sorry I don't have them right now, but you know, my wrist is calibrated pretty well, so I just kind of knew that that's where they should be. But in all honesty, I am gonna get a torque wrench, and I'm gonna double check these after tonight. As you can see, it's dark. So like I said, you might want to look at some torque specifications. I know they are out there, so yeah. But other than that, just don't tighten them down too much, dude. Remember, this like plexiglass type material, dude, it will crack. Okay, so just be careful. If you don't have a torque wrench, you know, just use your best judgment. I mean, you don't need to crank them on there, dude. You're gonna break it. Okay, so just be careful. All right. Okay, so now we're going to go in reverse order. We're gonna snap this dude back on. We're gonna put the pop rivet here, pop rivet here. Then that'll be on. Then we're gonna put our two black panels back in, put our two pop rivets back in, and our 4 screws. Okay.